Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining me on this Friday training session. I didn't give a lot of notice, so I appreciate you guys showing up for this. Now, no one, we've talked a little bit about what our plans were for integrating Q sales into our database and what implications that would have for the Keystroke account manager. Well, this morning I was very pleased to get an update from Fajar, and that the first iteration of the integration of the Q sales data into the account manager has been completed. And I do want to stress that this is not bug free, but I wanted to share with you guys what I've seen so far because I'm pretty excited about what its capability is. So for our purposes today, I'm going to be running this on the Windows platform, which is cam.kqc.ca. Currently the two mobile clients, the one for Android, the one um, for iOS, are not updated, so they will still display the old icons and not show you the new ones. So let's just jump into this. The Windows version has been updated. So what I've done is I've taken a customer that's no longer subscribing, and I've added in their account number, and I've added in their email. Okay. They don't have a password. I'm going to click on login, and here they are. Now, a lot of this is going to look the same, except where previously it said pay your bill, now it says manage your accounts. Now, I did think about it, and there is a number of people that aren't subscribers that may need to pay their bill. These could be SEO customers. These could be service customers that aren't subscribing, or we don't have their or even resellers. Okay, so I thought in that case we should probably keep the pay your bill. So we're going to add that back in. Okay, but other than that, this is the big change. So we click on this, and now what it's doing is it's reading live from the data in our Q sales QB transactions table. So if you look through here, you can see all the different data. Now imagine if you're the customer and you want some visibility on this, and you say, okay, I see payments, I see credit memos, I really only want to see, click here, I only want to see the invoices. So it immediately filters it by the invoice, and you go down and say, okay, well, this was a particularly big one, so let's click on this and see the details of that. And it immediately will drill down and it will show you the different details. It's going to show you the information across the top, including invoice number. Now, one of the things that James pointed out is that this status and due is actually not what we think it means. So we're actually going to remove it because it implies paid, when in fact what it means is more it's been processed. Okay, and then over here, one of the things that I've noticed is that balance or no balance, currently where it's displaying a hyphen. So that's going to be fixed as well. And I've reported a number of these things to Fajar. But just take a look at this. You've got the invoice type, the number, the date, okay, the amount, and obviously the balance will be corrected. Now, what will be nice is one of the next phases will be if there is a balance, you'll have an option. I'm not sure where it will be surfaced, but likely here, where you can click and pay the bill now. And what that will do is it will transfer the information over to our payment page. It'll bring over the invoice number, it will bring over the balance, the amount here, and they'll be able to pay it in one step. And we'll also include the appropriate currency, okay? Because this in particular is a Canadian company, okay? Now, as you can see here, here's fairly detailed description of what they've got, and it shows you the quantity, it shows you the unit price, and then the extended price. Same thing here with Orange Care, okay, and showing you the three here. And then the sales tax, okay? So pretty much if anyone wants to drill in and see anything relating to their account. Now, yesterday we had a customer that got very huffy with James, send me over all my invoices. And I meant all. And well, wouldn't it be nice to say, shut up, grumpy customer, just log in to the CAM, okay, cam.kqc.ca, and look at them all for yourself, okay? In which case they can see, okay, this one, okay, you could see the unit price of 244, okay, and then here, 190, Okay, so they can do their own year to year or year over year comparisons themselves. We can see that when they first signed up in 2016, it was 36 at 171. So these guys were coming over, it says silver here. It's more like the price of bronze. Okay, and you can see in this case that they had a cash discount waiver fee, which was the Amex charge. So they paid, $2,400 in foreign exchange. Okay, now what we can also see is later on they paid this, but I think the big bill here, yeah, didn't include that. So they actually paid this in USD. So think about this. This is something that they're able to drill in and get all of themselves. Now, if they wanted to see sales receipts, things that they bought online, okay, that didn't involve an invoice, they can click on here, see what this is about, okay, and they bought Outlook Integrator, okay? So guys, SwiftPage doesn't have this. No other vendor in the history of ACT has ever provided this kind of visibility. And this was one of the things that, we had in mind when we're thinking about, bring the data into ACT and then see what you can do with it. Now, my initial, I'm not going to pretend that I visualized every potential in the future, but, my first goal was to bring the information or bring all the data into ACT and then provide the KPP's complete visibility. Because I mean, look, a lot of you guys are spread all over the continent. You don't have visibility on what transactions have been completed, and we want you guys to have that so that it's always that trust but verified. So you can drill in with your RDB, check any of your accounts and see whatever accounts have been processed under your referrals names, what payments have been received, and what you're entitled to get by commissions. Because nothing is more frustrating than having to chase people down and get that information when we can surface it, very easily, especially with the programs that we've acquired right within your own database. Okay, so let me pause and see if there's any questions right now. You guys are going to let me off that easy? Okay, good. Let's continue. Okay. So for those that haven't seen this in a while, remember, you still have all of your ACT subscription details, okay, within here, okay? And now under support contracts, one little addition here that you guys haven't seen is that you can actually click on here and drill down into the details where there have been tickets involved in the case, okay? So here's a case where there's been a number of different tickets and it's all displaying, under this particular support contract, okay? So if they say, well, should I renew my support contract? I don't know, is it worth it? Let's log in. Well, we had a quarter hour here, quarter hour here, quarter hour, quarter, 1/10 of an hour. Okay, same thing. These 0.1s tend to be like a quick phone call, okay? And then half an hour and then an hour. And they can quickly do the math themselves. And again, you're providing them with all the information for them to be able to make decisions on their own, okay? And I don't know about you, but as a customer, I like having access to that information myself, okay? Any questions on that? Wow.
Can you add a total? Can you add a total to the hours on there? Since we calculated in the custom tables, can you total it up for them? Because if they've got like 30 tickets, they're all 0.1. It's gonna be a long.
Do me a favor, Slack that to me, and let me see if that's possible.
Okay.
And thank you for the continuity of always being irritating and asking for just a little bit more. That's James's trademark. I deliver something that has never been done before, but he wants a little bit more.
I think, James, isn't your policy you aim to annoy? Isn't that?
Yeah, aim to annoy, aim to please. Same thing in my mind.
Same thing. Oh, no. Yeah, good one. I like it.
Okay. Now, guys, what you're going to see, so you don't have to necessarily remember all this or have to worry about how to convey it to the customers. If you click on blog, you will see that we have actually added a blog to this effect. So you can go through here. Actually, let me just bring it up in the regular website here. Okay. So here's the information on the on the new Keystroke account manager. Okay, now we expect to have the iOS and Android versions out next week. Okay, as well as I'm hoping to have some of the updates so that you can pay your bill and show some of the balances properly. I'm noticing that some of the accounts that have a balance due are not coming over properly or indicating that they can't load the data. So I've reported a few things to Fajar for fixing, but for the first iteration, I was pretty impressed. Now I just want to mention a couple of things. Starting Monday, we will be advertising out to all of the past Q Sales customers that are not on a current M&S plan, that they can have 2 weeks. So basically from Monday through till the end of the month to sign back up for 70% off. Now what I mean by that is instead of having to buy the product at $159.95, they can re-enroll simply for the cost of maintenance and support, which is $48. Okay, so I think being able to promote for a 2-week window, signing back up with all of the improvements, and we talk about the improvements here, we provide a link to the blog that details all the improvements, is I think a fairly compelling offering, especially to a subset of people that have already demonstrated an interest in this. Now, people that have used it in the past are onto another CRM. Of course, we don't expect to convert those, but there's a lot of people that, maybe thought it wasn't worth it. There wasn't enough updates, or, here we are saying, come on back in, join for the cost of M&S, and get all the benefits, get all the updates, get the support, and get the new versions of the program. And keep in mind that what we are aiming to do over the course of the next couple of months before the summer is out is introduce a whole new connection to QuickBooks and Act so that you don't need that one-to-one QuickBooks Q Sales relationship. Right now, you have to have, in order to have all the features of Q Sales, you have to have a corresponding QuickBooks license. Well, obviously that increases the cost of the program substantially. So what we're going to do is be building a service that runs on the computer hosting the QuickBooks data that allows everyone to log in with one QuickBooks account. Now, the benefit of that is obviously if you've got 5 people that are currently paying for QuickBooks, you might be able to bring your subscription down to 1, save thousands of dollars a year for the cost of a Q Sales license at $159 per person just for the first year, and then $48 after that, which I can tell you we pay right now, even now, about $500 a month, okay, for our subscribers. So it's not nothing. Actually, I think we reduced it down to $430 per user. Okay, so we're paying about $1,000 per year for each QuickBooks Enterprise seat for 5 users. Okay, so think about that. I can replace that with $159.95 for each of them in the first year, and then after that, $48. So that's where we're aiming. Okay, and really provide that advanced functionality and cost savings. And we're also hoping to include the ability to have more and more of that data offline and have some of the functionality remotely, okay, where you can actually push transactions through that tunnel. Okay, but more on that to come. But I just wanted to kind of briefly get into the details of it in the context of the blog. And then the last thing I wanted to mention.
Sorry, Ken, I didn't see the line in the blog that said contact sales for questions, like sales@kqc.ca. I was just
because they know nothing. They know nothing.
Okay, I just checked. I just thought that line was accidentally omitted, so I just thought.
No, it wasn't. I thought about putting it in, and I thought that just seems like a black hole. So I omitted it. So, but thanks for bringing it up. I was going to not mention it for consideration of your feelings.
You know what that means? I've actually read the blog, right?
Yes. And I'm having difficulty composing myself in that.
It was less than 4 pages, so I got through it quickly.
Thank you. For anyone that's curious, James and I will be touring next week. Anyway, so the last thing I wanted to get in is the quick tasks now combine CRM and project management together. So I've been working with Dwayne all week and we've been improving the program substantially. So let me explain what it does now. Here is the program. It has a lot more features. Dwayne's going to be building in a lot of things because this is one of the most recent beta builds. But take a look at this. I've got 22,000 contacts in here that are imported in from ACT. Okay, and what you'll be able to do soon is you can search for one, right click, cherry pick whichever, and right click and assign them a task. Okay, and it will automatically bring up the task window. You've already seen the ACT activities, but think about it now. I mean, how many people, if they're not using opportunities, okay, would be satisfied with, having a task manager that's got all the contacts they need, okay, has the, the tasks. Here's the follow-ups. Now, what you're seeing here is here's the ACT follow-ups, and here's Web Planner. So that's one of the big differences is that now you can take a task. So let's say someone like Shannon is working with a customer, okay? A customer, not another user on her team. She can actually take one of these tasks and say, send the Web Planner, okay? And then provide them, or let's say it's even a third-party contractor. Let's say she's hired a web developer or something, and she sends over a task for them to complete. Well, she can actually, with her own Web Planner account, send them out a free collaboration tool. Okay, hold on one second. Send them out a free collaboration account for Web Planner, and she can constantly be updating the task that person has to complete. Now, the nice thing is when they're exported, they're actually linked so that if that person makes any comments or clears the task, those updates get synced back here under the follow-ups. So they'll know, she'll know precisely of the list of things that she's assigned to either in ACT or to people outside of her team to Web Planner if those things have been completed. So more on that, but I just wanted to kind of cover briefly all the updates that we've got going. I've been teasing you guys with the quick task updates, the CAM updates, and here's a few that we've got going on. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention is that, just to update people, we were aiming to complete the Mac version of handheld contact today. And what we've decided to do is push through to the end of the day. And then we're going to take Bhavin off that project for a week so he can complete the iOS version of Quick Tasks. Speaking of this, we've already got the Android version done, really super handy, very super friendly and easy to use, but we need the iOS version to launch both of them at the same time. So it's already been fully spec'd out and the requirements very clearly defined by Kat. Bhavin thinks he'll be able to get it done in a week. And then by the end of next week, we'll have our final list of P1s and P2s. These are bugs that need to be addressed. Bhavin will knock them all down, and then we hope to go to market with HHC Mac the week after next. I know I've said this before, okay, but we're not going to repeat the summer of 2017. We're ready or not here we release. We're going through all our due diligence and responding to all the feedback from our internal team. So I'll just pause and see if there's any questions on those subjects.
No, just a quick question about this program. Are you going to put together, or should I work with Carlos, or you want to do it a short video, like a summary of your presentation?
We're actually we've got a webinar scheduled for this month. Okay. Or maybe is it next month here? Let me check here. Okay, so we've got the reseller webinar for the AMA templates next week, and then we've got the updates to the Keystroke account manager. And then what did you book me for on the 23rd?
Good question.
I haven't added that. I think it's in the ACT calendar, but I haven't added it to our published upcoming events.
Yeah, it's in GoToMeeting calendar. Anyway, can't remember offhand.
Okay,
we'll
we publish it this week.
HHC and
I think what we'll do is we'll probably combine those, because quite honestly, showing people how we introduce contact fields in a block won't provide for much, entertainment. That's probably 5 minutes worth of material. So what we'll do is we'll probably combine those two and
Okay.
and cover both subjects.
Good.
Any other questions? Okay. If not, I have recorded this session, so anyone that
Well,
wasn't
sorry.
able to attend.
Yeah, the other demo was the Q sales on HHC.
Yeah, so that's the same thing. Yeah. So the HAC integration with QSales. So we'll because that's kind of light and fluffy and won't take a lot of time, we'll combine the two.
Yep. Good.
Okay. And I'll get that published on the weekend. So if there's no other questions, I'll let everyone get back to their lunch or their day. Thank you very much. If I don't speak to you before, have a great weekend. Take care.